Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of Dainfern College. I trust that you have had a good week, and those of you that have received reports have been able to discuss the outcome of those reports, firstly with your parents, and then if you have queries with your teacher. And I know that with the shift to summative assessment, there may be some clarity required in that regard. And remember, do not hesitate to liaise with your relevant teachers if you want additional clarity in terms of that. What I wanted to talk about this morning was a little bit more about the concept of happiness. You'll remember that I have spoken quite extensively about, I think a big chunk of happiness is the ability to care for others. We derive a great sense of satisfaction when we help those that are less fortunate than ourselves, when we reach out to people in trouble. But there's a concept of happiness that I think this world is very dishonest about. And what this world says is that you will derive happiness from the car that you drive, the clothes that you wear, and the house that you live in. And certainly, while those may be areas that will give you a temporary sense of well-being and satisfaction, that in no ways constitutes happiness. So therefore, what does constitute happiness? Well, the most satisfied, successful people in the world focus on accepting themselves for who they are. That's the first step to happiness. And understanding that none of us are perfect. We all have areas in which we can improve, but then we all have many, many more areas which we need to celebrate, and we need to celebrate that more often, because there is a unique space for each and every one of us in this world on the basis of the talents that we've been given. And sometimes we forget that. But certainly, one of the keys to happiness is laughter, a sense of humor, because that certainly does lighten up things. But I think the most sense of satisfaction and happiness comes from being able to get through a very difficult time or a very painful time in your life and being able to see the other end. That's really what happiness is all about. And so when you talk to adventurers and you talk to people who really, really have suffered in their lives, they have a much better idea of what happiness means. And we need to draw and we need to look to those people. That very often happiness emerges from suffering, and suffering is an important part of adding value to happiness. We know that this world gives us lots of challenges and lots that doesn't work out the way that we should. But at the end of the day, if we are to work through those challenges, we will achieve our happiness at the end of the day. So just a few thoughts as we potentially go into another week of lockdown and online learning. And once again, I just want to thank you for the manner in which you're conducting yourselves with your teachers, and wonderful to be able to have touch base with a number of you online. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome Ms. Zandri Oosthuizen to our staff. Ms. Oosthuizen is helping us out. As you would all be aware, Mrs. Messiah has gone off on maternity leave, and Ms. Oosthuizen is a very experienced art teacher who most recently taught at Rodin with great results. So art students, we trust that you will build a special relationship with Mrs. Oosthuizen and make her feel welcome into the Dainfern family. Dainfern College High School, have a great week, and once again I look forward to hopefully being in touch with many of you as possible, either online or once we have the knowledge required in order to fully return. And once we have that, as I say, each time I see you, we will obviously immediately let you know in that regard. Take care.
Good morning, Dainfern College. I hope you are well and all keeping warm on this very chilly morning. Today, I thought I'd talk to you about love. I think as teachers, we all each have a very special place for each one of you in our hearts, and we are missing you so much. There is a saying that it's love that makes the world go round. And I think that's what a lot of us are missing at this stage, is that we cannot show that love, feel that love, or give someone a hug. And I know, especially you Dainfern College students, you love hugging each other. And we are missing that at this stage. In the Bible, they talk about 4 different types of love. Eros love, which is the romantic type of love. Agape love, which is the unconditional love that God has for us. Philia love, the love between friends. And then storge love, the empathetic love between family members. I suppose teachers all have the philia love for their students, a friendship love. Friendship is a strong bond existing between people who share common values, interests, or activities. It is a special type of love, as it is freely chosen. Dainfern College students, your teachers love you and are missing you so much. We miss the conversations that we have with you every day, and we can't wait to get back to see you. I would like to leave you with the words from 1 Corinthians 13 today. It highlights just how important love is. Corinthians 1 verse 13, chapter 13 verse 1. If I speak in tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have all faith, so as to remove mountains, but I do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away all I have, and if I deliver up my body to be burnt, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. Love is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. Aren't those important words for all of us to remember? It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoings, but rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. I think that part of Corinthians 13 for me is the most special. And if we can live our lives by that, the world would be a better place. The Corinthians 13 continues, love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when perfect comes, the partial will pass away. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways. For now we see in the mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I have been fully known. So now, faith, hope, and love abide. These 3, but the greatest of these is love. I hope that you took a few of those verses and just will apply it to your life and think how you can love those around you. Please can we bow our heads for the prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the love in all forms. We thank you for the love we receive from our family, friends, colleagues, and staff. Please help us to be a source of love and kindness to all those around us. Amen. Keep safe, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Are you tired of the monotony of each day? The fact that they all seem to blend into one? Are you missing the interactions in class as well as the ability to see how others are doing?
Are you tired of being in the same venue day in and day out? Is not being able to see different faces at break making you miserable? Are those missed little class pop-bys when changing lessons bringing you down?
Are you tired of feeling unmotivated? Tired of not having a routine to encourage you to get you out of your pajamas each day? Are you finding it difficult to differentiate your work time and space from your school and family time?
Are you tired of not seeing your friends at school? Are you struggling to juggle so many things and feel so miserable because you sometimes drop the ball? Is the drag of how long things take to complete while working at home bringing you down?
Are you tired of staring at a screen? Is staring at a class only represented by letters and little pictures, making you miss those meaningful face-to-face conversations?
Well, so are we.
I've really loved having the beautiful weather that we've been very, very fortunate to have, and spending a lot of time outside, having a little bit of extra time to do some exercise, having the sun stream through my window onto my new workspace and onto my bed. Yeah, really loving that. Enjoying having the time to have a relaxed cup of tea in the morning. Normally it's like a mad rush and just getting everything ready in the morning. So really having time to just sit and enjoy that cup of tea. I've really enjoyed having time with my family, with my two little girls, even though sometimes they make me crazy and make me want to run away. I think that in a few months' time, or in a few years' time, looking back at these 2 or 3 or 4 months is going to be a really special time that we've had additional family time that we didn't think we would have, and treasure these moments for a very long time. And so stay safe and keep positive and enjoy the small things. Trust the wait, embrace the uncertainty, enjoy the beauty of becoming, for when nothing is certain, anything is possible.
I have loved the comfort and safety of my home and who I share it with. I love having the chance to exercise in the fresh air and not inside a busy gym after school. I love being a part of the amazing Dainfern family during this time and still being able to teach and deliver content to each sweet human in my classes. I have realized the importance of setting personal daily goals because this situation is constantly changing. I find that focusing on my small daily achievements helps me to stay positive on my road to reaching my end goals. And very importantly, I've realized the importance of trying new things every day, which usually ends up in a fail and a really good laugh.
From a personal point of view, I have really valued the fact that I have a roof over my head and a warm plate of food every night. One thing the lockdown has allowed me is the time and energy to do what I've been putting off around the house for many, many years. I have come to realize the importance of valuing small moments. Perfect happiness has come to encompass many things. A beautiful sunset, the thank you from a student for the help when they are struggling, the smell of cut grass after I have been the one to cut it, the appreciation from family members for a treat I have baked, even if I did forget the baking powder, a colleague who takes the time to ask how you are, the realization that I am part of something bigger than just the negative thoughts running through my head. Schoolwork has seen me loving the challenge to be creative in lesson planning and being pushed out of my comfort zone. the sense of accomplishment it brings me when I get the things done that I never thought or imagined I could. Learning to appreciate that it is okay to fail in my first couple of attempts, which in normal circumstances would really drive me dilly. The celebration when I get there in the end.
I have loved having the flexibility to spend time with my fiancé and dogs. I love those check-ins with students that care about my well-being as much as I care for theirs. I love the job that I have, as it gives me the freedom to still have an outside social interaction and to interact with a community that I'm so grateful to now be a part of. I have realized the importance of finding the opportunities to really enjoy the time at home and to set up a much-needed routine. But I think above all, I have realized the importance of living my life the way it needs to be lived, with family and friends close at hand, even if that does mean a quick FaceTime or chat over the phone.
Well, we have loved being safe and comfortable during this time. I've loved spending time with my wife and with my boy, watching him learn new skills. Seriously, the kid's a genius. I've loved spending time with my community. Say hi, guys. As you can see, I'm not lonely at all. But in case they're not up for it or they're not in the mood, I can watch Netflix and play PlayStation. So we still have access to things to keep us busy. I've realized how lucky I am to be able to enjoy a delicious Big Mac when there's people that are wondering if they're going to have a meal tonight. I feel very blessed to have a roof over my head when people are living in uncertainties. Overall, I feel more blessed and hard done by this situation, and it has made me realize how much in my life is a blessing. I've also learned to block out the constant negativity of social media.
So good morning, school. Just a brief message from me, as I'm sure most of you are very eager to go on with your online classes and continue with your lessons. So just for me, I'd like to thank every single one of you again for your resilience and perseverance during these tough and trying times. And on top of that, I do understand the struggles of trying to adapt to a new education system as well while under these conditions. But we've done a pretty good job, so bang on, Dainfern. And the reality is that life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We get stronger and more resilient. And that's a quote I really like by Dr. Steve Maraboli. And the reason I think I like that quote so much is because of how well it goes with our current situation. You know, the COVID-19 pandemic has without a doubt caused a lot of hardship for a lot of us. But at the end of the day, it's that exact hardship that's going to make us stronger and better people, even if it's just because of you having more appreciation for things you would have otherwise taken for granted.
You know, what I think the beautiful thing is that nobody's had to fend for themselves. We've stood through this together and stayed strong together as a community. So, and that's what I think encapsulates the whole of what Dainfern Pride really is. So in the end, really, I'd just like to urge you all to continue doing what you're doing and keep being the wonderful community that I'm so proud to be a part of. So stay safe, stay sanitary, and good luck to all of you.